Hello and welcome to another Purveyor of Light Lightroom quick tip. Today, Adobe dropped the new version 11 of Lightroom Classic, and it's got some cool selection functionality. Basically, what they've done is they've borrowed the layer technology for selections from Capture One and put it into Lightroom, something that people have been asking for years. So now, as of today, version 11, you have the ability to do layer selections in Lightroom, and it's a welcome feature. I'll just quickly go over the highlights of what's new in here. There really isn't anything except the new selection that's really earth-shattering. The rest are just minor tweaks and that into the program. The first thing they've done is that they have introduced some presets. Okay, so if we go to the Develop module, and I go into the preset area, and we can see that we have all these new area here. We have presets for portraits and cinema 2, and so forth. And you can go ahead and I'm not going to take the time to go through all the different presets they have, but they've included them in this new release. Okay, so you can come in and play with these new presets. Okay. Let's see what else has been done. The library module, they have taken the metadata and they now have it so that you can customize what metadata you want to have shown. Okay, so you want to have certain fields displaying anything, you can now customize it. One of the things is they've also added the ability to filter your photos by day as well as month. Okay, that, believe it or not, was not available for the longest time in Lightroom. Let's see what else we've got. They say that they have improved the responsiveness in the library module. I'll have to take their word for it. I haven't confirmed or seen any differences myself so far. The other thing is layer masking is what the main new feature is. So I want to jump right into that. Okay, now this is not going to be earth-shattering for anybody that's a Photoshop user or a Capture One user. Okay, because we've had these features for years. And it's been in Photoshop for years. So it's going to be exciting for Lightroom customers. Okay, so you'll notice here, if we go into the Develop module, that the tool panel up here has changed. And now we have just these 4 tools. And the one we're dealing with is the circular one here that's called masking. And for those of you that are not familiar with the term masking or that, think of them as selections. Okay, you're isolating a particular portion of the photo to adjust. Okay, something that you would have normally done by hand in Lightroom, and you can only do it on one layer, right, with an adjustment brush. Here they're saying you can have multiple layers and do it. And from my testing, it works very well. So you just simply hit the little circle here, and now it comes up and goes, add new mask, select subject, select sky, and then all your regular adjustments. Everything that you're used to having, okay, the brush and the gradients, it's all available still. You still have your radial gradient. The main new thing is the select subject and the select sky. Now, I've said that this has been in Photoshop for a very long time, but so it's a welcome thing here for Lightroom. So if I wanted to take this particular photo and I wanted to select a subject, I would have normally had to try to brush, a very crude thing and try to get the girl here selected. Now, all I have to do is just hit select subject, and look at that. It turns around and made the selection of the girl right there. I mean, it's dead on. Okay. Now, again, with a grain of salt, nothing in this world is absolute perfect. There will be photos where more work is going to be needed to clean up the selection. But for the most part, I have to compliment Adobe. They've done very well. So you can see there, we have the girl selected. Now I'm going to just change the color here and intensify it so that we can see this better. Okay. So I'm just changing the opacity of the selection so that we can actually stand out what the selection is. And you can see it's done very well. It even picked up the shadow in the water. Okay, so for the selection, it's done very well. Okay, so that's how easy it is to use. So now, and if you want to remove your masks, you can just simply hit delete and remove it. All right. Now, just the reverse is, let's say I want to work on the sky. If I say select sky, it's going to create a mask just for the sky area. And again, you could see it's done a very good job. Okay, the intelligence that they have put into the code is really, really good. Okay, I've enjoyed this feature for the longest time in Photoshop, so it's nice to see that they finally put it into Lightroom. And I know this is one of the main drivers for Capture One people. A lot of people were jumping ship to going to Capture One to get away from the subscription model, for number one, and then number two, because Capture One has layers. Okay, and you can see here now we have layers. Now you can also rename your layers to whatever you want. Just click on the three dots and hit rename, and I can call that the sky. And I can make new layers if I wish. I can say, okay, create a new layer and select a subject. And now I have that. So now I have two layers of selections that I can work with. Now, anything that I can do, okay, I can do the adjustments too. So here I am on the sky, the subject, right? And if I turn around and I did the exposure, I'm going to turn off the overlay, so we still see that. But if I did the exposure, you could see I'm brightening her up or darkening her down, and then the adjustment is isolated to her. And it's a very nice, clean selection. Okay? If I go to the sky and I select it, and again, I turn around and take the exposure, I'm going to turn the overlay off, and I change the exposure of the, or maybe I darken the sky, or maybe I'll increase the contrast. Maybe I'll increase the clarity, saturation. Maybe I'll want it more saturated. Again, because we're working on layers, and with these masks, you can see they're just black and white. Okay, they're areas that it's selected. So basically, the way to look at this is this layer mask, where it's white, is where the effect is going to take place. Where it is black, it is not going to take place. Okay? So that works very well. And for the most part, I think Adobe has done a great job. All right, so easy picture here, right? Pretty easy to pick out the subject, pretty easy to get the sky. So let's try a couple other ones. I'm going to go ahead and remove this and come back into the library. And let's just grab some random photos. Okay, here's one. All right. Okay, this is a little more challenging. So let's do it again and see how it does. Let's have how it selects the subject. We got a lot of grass and everything here, so this will be a little more difficult. But look at that. Adobe has done a fantastic job of identifying the subject, even between all this blades of grass and everything. It's done a really good job. Okay, so let's try another. Okay, I believe in trying different scenarios, see how they work, because that's the best way to determine if something is really valuable or not. All right, so select subject. And again, it has done an outstanding job. Okay, so far, Adobe has been doing wonderful. But let's get a little more challenging. Oh, let's try this one. This one will be difficult. Okay, here we've got a photo here. All the confusion of flowers in front of her, the hair, and that. This is a complicated one, so let's see how Adobe does here. Come in, select subject, and look at that. It's done an outstanding job. Okay, you got to give Adobe credit here. The AI that they put into it, outstanding. All right, so let's go in and do another. Okay, now this one I already anticipate that Adobe is not going to be able to do, but let's find out. And select subject. It's churning, and again, I was correct. Adobe did a great job because it's a very difficult photo, but as you can see up here on the top of her fabric, we're selecting it and we shouldn't. The subject is her, so we've got half of her, half of her eyes, and none of the bottom, or vice versa, depending on what we wanted to have adjustment. So let's say we did just want to have her and not the clothing. What do, right? We do have these two buttons right below, add and subtract. If we hit subtract, we can then select a tool to which we can do our subtraction. And for this case, I'm just going to use a brush, okay? And I would just simply paint and remove the parts that I did not want to have done. Now, of course, I'm not taking my time here, but you get the idea. So now I have modified that selection, so now that it is just her and not. So even if the AI is not perfect, you can come in and make slight adjustments if needed. So that's a very good feature. Very great to see. All right. So automatically delete all these. There we go. All right. So let's go here. And we've shown how sky works. Now I'm going to pick a very difficult. Okay, this is very difficult because we can all see as humans that if I want to just select the sky, it's only this little portion up here. Okay? And it's going to have to figure out that we have to not select the rest of this photo. So I think this is going to be the ultimate challenge to see how good Adobe's AI is. So here we go. So we're going to select the selection. We're going to select the sky this time. It's going to churn, and look at that. It's done a pretty good job. All right. It's done, and actually considering it's done a really good job. Is there a little touch up that needs to be done? Sure. But for the complexity of it, I think it's done a great job. All right. So I think that's more or less it. All right, let's give it this one last one. I just want to see how this one does here. This will be a complicated. We only want her as a subject, not the wall. And because we have the depth of field fading in and out before her and after her, let's see how Adobe does. So we're going to select the subject. Adobe's thinking, and look at that. Lo and behold, it's done a fantastic job of doing the selection. And again, now that you have that mask and that layer, all you have to do is do your adjustments accordingly, how you want, and that's it. So I think it's going to be a very valuable tool for a lot of people that just, do all their photo editing within Lightroom. It's a nice addition to see these layer-like features. Again, if you're a Photoshop user, this is going to be nothing new to you, of course, and you're going to be probably bored to death even watching this. If you're a Capture One user, you already know that Capture One has had all these features already in. So, but overall, I give it a A+ on this implementation. When you do upgrade, if you haven't, you got to go up to the cloud and you've got to do the cloud upgrade, okay, and upgrade all your products to the appropriate thing. And again, we're dealing with Lightroom Classic version 11. And if you're not there, you need to upgrade that before you try any of these new features. So that's where I'll leave it for. Again, I think Adobe has done a wonderful job. I'm really happy to see the layers finally make it into Lightroom. And until next week, you guys take care.